welcome to another Looney Tunes review video. If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to follow my journey to review all 1000 classic Looney Tunes shorts, and give this video a like as well. And joining me today for this review is my good friend, Blue Genocide. Say hi.
Hi everybody.
This is a review for The Awful Orphan, released on the 29th of January 1949, with a Blue Ribbon reissue sometime in the 57-58 series. It's the 547th in the series, and it's directed by Chuck Jones. You can find this on the Looney Tunes Golden Collection Volume 1 DVD set, however it's been restored again, and the footage you're going to see is of a HD remaster, if you can call it that, from iTunes. So definitely enjoy that. Now, because it's a copyrighted cartoon, I'll just give you a brief synopsis of what happens. So, Charlie Dog has no luck in searching for an owner, but ends up hitching a ride in a pet shop truck and ends up in Porky's apartment, and proceeds to convince Porky why he should be his master.
Master, it's inevitable we should get together. Now listen, did you ever see a boy retrieve a dog? Of course not. And yet in me you see one of the finest pointers that ever lived. Now get a load of this. There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is.
There it is.
Where?
Now, there's not too much here by way of trivia.
How do you do?
This is a reference to a radio character called the Mad Russian, played by Burt Gordon, and you've probably heard it a million times in a lot of Bob Clampett's cartoons. He seemed to like to use that a lot.
The main one I remember all the time is Hair Ribbon. How do
Yeah.
you do? Yeah.
How do you do? This short is a sort of remake of Little Orphan Airedale, which that cartoon was the first appearance of Charlie Dog, which itself was a remake of a cartoon called Porky's Pooch, which is a Bob Clampett cartoon. And while they're not the same, I mean, they use the same idea, this cartoon does reuse the package gag idea, where in Little Orphan Airedale, Charlie goes to Australia. You know, it's a country I've never heard of, clearly. And in here,
Australia
he's sent
is
to
not a real
Siberia.
place.
So, no, of course. Well, actually, it does exist. This is where hamburgers eat people. I'll leave it all up to you in the comments whether you think him going to Australia or him going to Siberia is funnier. I think him going to Australia is funnier because I just love hearing Mel Blanc doing an Australian accent. That just kills me every time. Cartoon itself, I mean, you know, I'll start off by saying I think this one is funnier than Little Orphan Airedale. You know, Australia joke aside, of course. Well, I think the gags are more refined. I think it just flows better for some reason. I mean, what do you think of this one?
Like I said, you know, I'm usually the Chuck Jones critiquer. I find myself kind of hard on the Jones cartoons, but that's only because I feel like they've had a little bit of an unfair advantage being played so much more than the others. But this one's a fun cartoon. Like I think my favorite gag, little jumping ahead here, is the gag where Porky takes a knife out.
That knife! You wouldn't! You just couldn't! After all we've been to each other! Oh, how could you?
That is hilarious.
Oh, yeah. And a testament to Mel Blanc's acting. Just incredible. Absolutely incredible. But for those who are critical of, you know, Chuck Jones, I mean, look, I like to point out things that where, okay, even if you're not the biggest fan of his shorts, the guy still has done some incredible sequences. Like, for me, I like to point out the beginning of this cartoon where Charlie's trying to sell himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This is definitely one that I have to say is really great, even though it's been overplayed.
Yeah. Exactly right. And if you look at the way Charlie Dog's expression when he's selling himself to the crowd, he's getting the crowd all interest, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, it's me, and he does that cute little face, and everyone's then just disgusted. It's like, oh, you're just a mutt. I'm not going to kick you. I thought that scene has to be, like, that's my favorite bit in this whole cartoon. Just the animation acting. It's not like over the top acting like you'll see in the Clampett show, which I love that kind of acting, don't get me wrong, but subtle acting like this is also an art in itself, and I think it's an incredible thing to see.
Right.
You know, I really do. In terms of gags as well, like outright gags, I mean, who doesn't love the mattress gag and just how random that is?
The way it is, eh?
Yes, that's the way it is.
Very well, then. There's only one thing left to do. I shall end it all by throwing myself headlong into eternity.
Oh, no. Please don't.
Farewell, friend. Mother.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my.
Looking for something, bub?
You know,
That is a highlight. You looking for someone, bub?
Yeah.
And then Mel Blanc like doing the Porky's like disgruntled grunts as he's like, I love that. Like, I really do.
It's fantastic. Although I will point out that that gag would typically be cut or at least trimmed down, because a lot of the times on kids' networks you don't want to show depictions of suicide, because that's what Charlie Dog, of course, mentions just before jumping out that window, landing on all those ridiculous amounts of mattresses. I mean, again, how does he do that? I don't know. But what sets this one apart from the previous Charlie Dog cartoon is the fact that he both wins and loses in this one at the end. I mean, yeah, he has a home, but not quite in the way he wanted, I would say. I just liked how he, after finally convincing Porky, the entire cartoon, for him to be the owner, and then he's like, I don't know.
Making all that racket. After all, I do have my health to look after. You understand, buddy. No hard feelings.
Porky just breaks down completely, and he becomes the dog, and Charlie becomes the master. It's a little weird, but it's just, I was in absolute hysterics when I rewatched this for this review. I thought it was great, and as such, I mean, I'm giving this one an 8.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. I think this is one of Chuck's best shorts of the 40s. I really do. What do you think?
I mean, okay, I'm not going to say is that saying much, but that's kind of a little over me. I will give it an 8 out of 10.
Sure, yeah. Look, I think 8.5. I think that's a pretty good score. Great acting, really funny gags, and it's just a solid cartoon from start to finish. I mean, is it the greatest cartoon ever made, or Chuck has ever made? No, but
no.
Sometimes
Operation Rabbit is.
Oh, okay. We'll get to that hopefully in the next coming months or years or whatever. But in any case, we'll wrap this one up here. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think of this cartoon. And until next time, take care.